Let me go to Michelle. Michelle's calling us from Virginia. Hi, Michelle.
Good morning. Dan, let's talk about young people for a sec.
Yes.
Because I listen to you all the time, and there's some great stuff and people are always talking about IRAs and rolling them over, and we're talking about a lot of retirement stuff. And actually, I've kind of gotten myself confused, whether or not, 401ks and IRAs are a good idea. So if you were a young person just starting out, maybe 20-ish, and you were starting your first job, where would you start? That's my question.
If I were a young person just starting out, I'll give you an example of what I've told my son-in-laws over the years, or years ago, actually. I would say, I said this to them, and I would say this today, that if your company has a match on the 401k, say they're matching 2% of what you put in, or 4%, or whatever it might be, you've got to take the match, because you always want to take the free money. Keep in mind, you've just doubled your money. It's a good deal. You made 100% on your money the day you put it in. And you can't, it would be foolishness to walk away from that. So if your company has a match, you always take advantage of the match. If you do that for your entire career, if you're assuming you're working for companies that have a match, then you ought to do it. Aside from that, I'm a young person knowing what I know today, and I'm getting my first job, and I'm thinking about my retirement. Hopefully, if you're young and getting your first job, you are thinking ahead a little bit, thinking about your retirement. I am probably saying I'm going to pick a couple of good companies that I believe in, that are good, strong, solid, biblically responsible companies. ExxonMobil, a couple, try to pick maybe 2 or 3 in different sectors. And I would buy stock in that company every opportunity I get every month. And I would not care what everybody says about, you're paying a fee. Now, I'm not talking about buying one share, because you don't want to pay $8.95 to buy one share. But, maybe it takes a situation where you save 1 month and then you save the next month. Then you buy 15 shares or so of a particular company. I would do that. I would do that for the rest of my life, my rest of my working career. You would have so much money you wouldn't know what to do with. So I would pick a strategy like that over and above my match. I would do my match. Then I would do that outside, by the way, outside of an IRA. I wouldn't get caught up in the whole notion of that it has to be in a retirement account. I know there's accountants right now that are saying, you don't want to miss the tax advantage. I know there are tax advantages. I just happen to believe right now that all of the rules and regulations are going to be a moving target for the government. I don't care who's who's in the presidency. I don't care whether the Congress is made up of a majority of conservatives or majority of liberals. They're all going to look at that pool of money and want to try to fee it or tax it or do something with it. I think the rules are going to change. I want to know that I've got total control out of the long arm of the government and all of that. That's what I would do if I were a young person right now. So I think if you did that, if you're 28 years old, 25 years old, and you're doing nothing but that, and you are very disciplined about it, and you understand this is my retirement money, I can't get to it, can't touch it, don't want to, you will retire at age 60 probably, or at age 60, you'll have more money than you know what to do with. As long as you, and here's the hard part, this is where young people will slip up. The hard part is maintaining the discipline. If you can maintain the discipline, if you say 5 years, 10 years from now, wow, I'm making a lot of money, and you don't start thinking you're smart and you know the markets and all that, and you say, my buddy told me about this new startup company and this company over here, and I'm going to put all my money in this new IPO. As long as you don't waver from the discipline, you stick to good, solid companies, you'll be in great shape.